Hello and welcome back to another installment of our Monday night show. I'm Sydney Wicker.
And I am Bryan Buck. The spring semester is winding down, but we still have plenty of action to break down. Let's get started. Last Wednesday, we at CTV had the opportunity to talk with CSU men's basketball coach Niko Medved one-on-one. Coach Medved has been with CSU for just 2 weeks now and talked about what it's been like coming back to CSU and the type of program and people he wants to have in Fort Collins. I am Bryan Buck here with new men's basketball head coach Niko Medved. Niko, great to have you here. I've heard you've been doing a lot of interviews. What's it been like getting used to just the school, the media, everything that's been going on? It's got to be a hectic couple of weeks for you so far.
It is. You know, I've been through it before at a couple different spots. Obviously, it's unique for me being that I'm coming back to CSU, and so it's been neat to reconnect with a lot of people, you know, who I had great relationships with, and obviously to connect with new folks. And so it's been a lot of fun being able to do that. And a lot of campus is the same, but boy, there's a lot of changes too. So it's really an exciting time to be back.
What's the biggest change? Of course, there's a giant new stadium just across the way.
One,
but
yeah.
Anything about the campus, the school that's kind of really, you know, taking you back?
You know, what you can look at is clearly they've made a commitment to infrastructure. I mean, whether it's the dorms or being over at the student center, and there's things that are constantly changing and upgrading, and it's not just on campus, but even in Fort Collins as you drive around. And so there's just evidence every day, and clearly I'm really excited about the leadership, you know, President Frank and Joe Parker, and I think the commitment from the top down to athletics, and I'm really excited about the direction we're headed.
That's good, that's good. The direction we're headed is kind of a big question that a lot of people have, of course, when a new coach comes in. What's it going to be like? What's the future going to look like? You came in as a head coach into kind of an interesting situation, let's say. What's kind of been the first step for you in terms of talking to alumni, talking to other people, just settling the waters, getting everybody excited for the future?
I think that, you know, you want to do everything quickly, but I don't think it's about doing it quickly. It's about trying to do it right. And I think the first step is always getting to know people. This is a people business, and getting to try to know the guys on the team, trying to talk to a lot of different people and listen, talk about what was going on, what they did here. I think a lot of listening is important, and hiring a staff, you know, which we're doing, and just getting to connect with these guys and getting our arms around the recruiting. And we're obviously, those things are moving very, very quickly, but we also want to take our time with that. And I think whatever program you go into, that's always the first step, and I think we're starting to do that here. It hasn't been quite 2 weeks yet for me, but I think we're already making some strides, and we're starting our formal workouts with the team here this week, and that's going to be a lot of fun. That's
a good big step, starting those workouts. You so far have had a pretty good track record coming into a program, doing a pretty good job. Not necessarily right off the bat, you did pretty well at Drake, Furman as well. What do you think is kind of the biggest thing for you in terms of starting off on the right foot, helping a program build from where it was when you come in?
I mean, I think, like I said before, some of that is, to be honest, is just getting your arms around what you currently have, what the current, you know, state of the program is. And it would be unfair for me to go in and to create expectations, either whatever that is, high or low. You know, we're getting to know these guys, and I know there's some talented players left in the program. I know CSU's had success in basketball, and so my goal is, you go into every program, my goal is to build a great program and to build one that's sustainable. We want to be seen as one of the premier programs in the Mountain West, and the goal is to do that and then have it be a sustainable thing, be able to stay at that level. And there's no quick fix to doing that. You can't come in and press 2 buttons and that happens. I think that's something that you've got to invest the right way with the right people and take your time to do that. How quickly that's going to happen, I don't know. But it's going to happen. We've seen it done here before, and this is a great place. It's very attractive, I think, for recruits. And this arena here has been electric when the team's been good. And so we've got a lot of the building blocks here in place to do that, and we're going to take our time. We're going to do it the right way.
Awesome. We'll look forward to it. You talk about people a lot, recruits, people coming in, some of the guys that are in the program right now. When you are looking at a recruit, looking at an assistant coach maybe come in and looking at the players that we have now, is there anything specific that really sticks out to you, says this is the kind of person that I want to have on my team, on my staff?
Well, when it comes to staff, you know, my biggest thing that I want to ask myself is, is this person, in my opinion, can this person be a head coach one day? Does this guy have what it takes to be a head coach? I want well-rounded assistants. I'm not, this guy's just a recruiter. This guy, I don't look at it like that. I want guys who can be, and I see them becoming head coaches one day. That's my number one criteria, because I want, great people, great teachers, great recruiters, a passion for what they're doing, all those things. And I think we do that. And from a player, for me, you can see the talent, you can see the athleticism and the skill. There's certain things that you look for that way. But to me, I want kids who love basketball. I want kids who love it, have a burning desire to be better, that are all about team, and have kind of a servant's mentality, come in and say, hey, what can we do for this program to make it great? And you got to have kids who love it, man. And a lot of people like the idea of being on the team, but do they really love basketball? Do they really love that to make that commitment? And I think that's a big thing for me, is you're trying to turn over rocks and talk to a lot of people about these kids. Character matters, competitiveness matters, because to me, those are the things that will set kids apart and allow you to get to the next level.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much. That's something we've been excited to hear about. I know personally I've been excited to hear about what kind of direction that you've taken the program, and so far it sounds like that you've been doing a pretty good job getting off on the right foot. So,
well, we got a lot of work to do. I know that, but I'm excited to be here, and it's a great time to be a CSU Ram.
I know that back at the press conference you kind of led it. Is there anything you'd like to say to anybody?
Just, how excited I am to be their coach, and how excited I am to be back in Fort Collins, and that, myself and our staff and these guys are going to work really, really hard to build a great program here. And we're committed to doing that, and I think we've got great people already in place, and I'm just ready to get to work.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much. It was a pleasure talking to you.
It.
You have a great day.
You too.
Since that interview, CSU basketball has had some big news with its players. Prentice Nixon, a 1,000-point scorer for CSU, has decided to transfer, posting his decision on social media late Friday. Nixon, who would have been a senior at CSU, was originally recruited by Nico Medved when the coach was an assistant at CSU in 2013, and it has been speculated that Nixon's relationship with the players, not his new coach, is the reason he is transferring, as Nixon was a big supporter of Larry Eustace, having written messages on his shoes during games this season. According to some, Nixon has received multiple offers from schools and conferences like the Big 12 and Pac-12. Nico Carvacho, the CSU big man who was selected as an All-Mountain West honorable mention, will remain at CSU after announcing on March 15th that he would explore his options to transfer. Carvacho, in a tweet on Saturday, noted that he had gotten to know Coach Medved and that, quote, it was humbling. CSU guard Raekwon Mitchell announced earlier today that he would be transferring. And as far as new players go, Adam Thistlewood, a 6'7" guard-forward combo, announced his commitment to Colorado State. Thistlewood was originally committed to Drake, Coach Medved's former program, and followed the coach to CSU.
The CSU softball team is striking up national news this week from the sit-in they hosted on Friday. The team was supposed to begin their 3-day series against the New Mexico Lobos on Friday, but ended up postponing it into a 2-day event due to weather. When the women were told that they could not practice in the indoor facility because the football team was moving their spring practice indoors, the women were saying that since it is their season, they should have the rights to practice at the indoor facility instead of an auxiliary gym versus the football team, who is not in their main season. Senior outfielder and former CTV employee Haley Evans said to the Collegian, "This isn't about the football team. This is about equality for women's athletics. We don't have a place to practice when we need it. One thing we've noticed is that when a women's sport gets better equality, it's because it's attached to a men's sport. The men got it, so that's why we have to reciprocate it." ESPN and Sports Illustrated both wrote stories about the sit-in, and it's continued to get CSU's name recognized for what the women are doing. The women will be hosting another sit-in on Friday to continue making their statement. With all the news, the Rams still played a 3-game series this weekend. The women played on Saturday and Sunday against the New Mexico Lobos, where they lost Game 1 5-3. Game 2 and Game 3 were a different story for the Rams, where the Rams came out with 2 wins. The second game on Sunday, the Rams started the lead after the first inning, holding the Lobos 2-0. CSU added the lead in the bottom of the second when Hannah McCorkill knocked in a single to right field for Madison Kilcrest to score. The Rams finished the game with a blowout 8-0. On Sunday, in the third game of the weekend, the Rams were able to come out on top where they won 12-4 in a 5-inning game. The Rams started with a 4-0 lead with 4 runs and 4 hits, which included a home run by Haley Donaldson, Ashley McKellen had a double to right center to clear the bases before Madison Kilcrest followed with a triple to left and the 3-run inning before the Rams had their run rule victory.
CSU football played in its first scrimmage of the spring on Sunday. The scrimmage was private, but Coach Bobo commented on the day afterwards.
There was a fumble and a score by Richard King, so there was four turnovers in the first half. Just thought it was great energy and effort and excitement by the defense, and I thought it was good. It was good to get smacked around a little bit offensively. I think we came out there offensively, think we're a little bit better than we are, and didn't execute at a high level.
The defense, who are led by a new defensive coordinator and new coaches at every position group, return starters in every position group, and expectations are high for them to make more of an impact than in previous seasons. The offense, on the other hand, loses key starters at every position group, including Bolitnikoff finalist Michael Gallup, 1,000-yard rusher Dalen Dawkins, and CSU's leading touchdown thrower Nick Stevens. But the loss of 3 seniors on the offensive line might be the most detrimental. Colby Meeks, one of just 2 seniors in the trenches for the Rams, is optimistic about some of his fellow linemen. On Wednesday, Meeks talked to me and expressed that he has enjoyed working with new offensive line coach Dave Johnson and believes that walk-on redshirt freshman Barry Wesley, who is now taking first-team reps on the offensive line, has a chance to be a great Ram. CSU has 2 more weeks left of spring practice before the spring football game on Saturday, April 21st at the CSU on-campus stadium.
We are going to take a quick break, but when we get back, Litos Castro will give you a preview of what's in CSU Sports this week.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
Welcome back, Rams. My name's Litos Castro, and I'm here to give you the rundown of the week of CSU athletics. So without further ado, let's get started. First off, we're taking a look at men's lacrosse. They're going to be taking on the University of Utah this Thursday at 7 p.m. Keep an eye on this game because the University of Utah is undefeated. They're looking to hold on to that 11-0 record, so CSU needs to make a statement with this one. As we also take a look, on Saturday, they're going to be playing BYU. Also to keep an eye on this game because CSU has kept their 3-year streak alive of beating BYU at least once during each season. So both games to keep an eye on for the men's lacrosse team there. Next up, we're taking a look at the baseball team. They're going to be taking on UNC this weekend on Saturday and Sunday. Fun time for them because they have double headers on both those days, so you're going to want to probably bring a water bottle if you're looking out to go to those games. It's going to be a long day for both the fans and the teams. Both game times are still looking to be announced, so we'll keep you posted on Tuesday and our Thursday sports shows with those times for you. Looking forward, we're going to the softball team. On Friday, they're going to be heading out to Utah State. And so with those games on Friday, they're looking to start at 5, Saturday at 5 again, and Sunday at 1. They're looking to improve off their 2-game winning streak from playing against New Mexico last weekend. As we keep moving forward, track and field, Saturday they're heading to Greeley as they go for the No-Co Challenge at UNC. This is on Saturday, and it's going to be an all-day event where track and field athletes will be looking to strut their stuff. And next up, men's golf. They're going to be going to ASU, Arizona State University, Saturday and Sunday, where they're going to be going to the Thunderbird Invitational. That's also an all-day event where they're going to be looking to see what they've got against this ASU team. And finally, we're taking a look at the women's soccer team. The women's soccer team is going against, well, the women's soccer team on Sunday. What do I mean? Well, CSU is welcoming back 21 previous women's soccer players to take on the current women's soccer team. and it should be a fun time. That game starts at 12 p.m. at the CSU soccer field. That's all the sports I have for the week, but don't go anywhere because Sydney and Bryan still have more news in the sports world for you. Don't go anywhere, Rams.
So, same time next week?
Well, of course. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free tips to help you save, go to...
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. You're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Yeah, I saw that coming. That will throw you off track. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
The two-day track meet in Boulder turned into a one-day event due to weather this Saturday. The Colorado Invitational hosted nearly 1,400 student athletes from over 20 different schools. The day got kicked off at noon on Saturday, and it started with spotlight performances by Jalen Hunter, who received a personal best of 14.21 seconds in the men's 110-meter hurdles, and he took first. He is now 8th in the CSU all-time outdoor list in this event. Destiny Rocker placed first on the women's side for the 100-meter hurdles with a time of 13.5 seconds, which was half a second better than the rest of the field. For the first time in his collegiate career, Cole Rockhold ran the 800-meter with a time of 1 minute and 51.15 seconds, which was the fastest heat of the day. Lynn Johnston had her best hammer performance of the season, throwing a 203. Carson Hume ran a 3 minute and 52.53 second 1,500 meter and is currently ranked in the NCAA's top 50 for this event. The Blejo brothers were back at it again this weekend in shot put, where Austin had his winning mark of 56 feet and 1.25 inches, and Alex threw just short, throwing a 54 foot and 10.75 inches. The Rams will host the No-Co Challenge this Saturday in Greeley, Colorado.
After a 5-match losing streak, the CSU women's tennis team beat Mountain West opponent Air Force Academy yesterday in Colorado Springs. This was the Rams' first Mountain West victory of the season. The CSU doubles dominated once again this weekend, where freshman duo Emily Litschwager and Emma Corwin combined to win 6-3. The nail-biter of the duos match was with Alyssa Gervala and Priscilla Palomero, who won 7-5. Junior Emily Colbo defeated Falcons' Ash Harvey in 3 sets overall, winning 10-8. This victory against Air Force was the Rams' first 10-match season win since 2007. CSU has 2 more matches before the Mountain West tournament, where they take on Northern Colorado and Wyoming at home next weekend.
On Sunday, the Rams had their second spring game of the season at the soccer fields. This matchup was against Metro State. CSU took an early lead with the first goal that was assisted by senior Kaya Ornis, and was shot by sophomore Ali Poletto. Ali Poletto scored 2 goals in the game on Thursday for the Rams, making Sunday's goal the 3rd for her this spring season. The team possessed the ball on Metro's side of the field almost throughout the entire game. The Rams also saw goals by Mackenzie Taylor, who was assisted by Carly Ehart. Shortly after the assist, Ehart was back up at the net with a goal of her own. To finish the game, senior Beth Plinell kicked a corner kick where junior Callie Lordman headed the ball in to give the Rams their victory 4-0 over Metro State. The women are now with 1 victory and 1 tie at home in their spring season. The Rams will play their first annual alumni game on Sunday, and CSU will see 21 former CSU Letterman athletes return to Fort Collins.
That will close out tonight's show.
Thanks for tuning into CTV Sports. Until next Monday, have a great night, Rams. All right, it's over. It's over.